This is One Last Scene, a collaboration organised by Nando v Movies to celebrate scenes in cinematic history. I've been a consumer of this series since its first instalment, One Marvelous Scene, and now, since this is supposedly the final one, I wanted to have my own shot at giving it a go, before it's too late. In 2008, the 3D animated Clone Wars series we all know today was kicked off with the release of the movie The Clone Wars. While at first this movie wasn't the most loved, to say the least, it always held a special place in my heart, as when I was younger, it was part of the first Star Wars media I was exposed to. Some of my earliest memories are rewatching the first 5 episodes of the Clone Wars Season 1 again and again on repeat on my DVD, and even now these 3 episodes are incredibly special to me. In these earlier days, we're introduced to Ahsoka, the young plucky Padawan of the Chosen One, Anakin Skywalker. Early on in Season 1, we meet some of the clones, and for the first time they're given names and proper personalities. Fives, Echo, and Heavy. As the show progresses, we watch as each year the horrors of the Clone Wars become more evident as the audience ages. First Heavy, then Echo, and then Fives, and many more of the clones die. Clones we've come to know and care for over many seasons of TV. By the final season in 2020, we knew Order 66 was inevitable. The current crew of clones consisted of Cody, whose fate we already knew from Revenge of the Sith, Rex, who had already seen post-Order 66 in Star Wars Rebels, Kix, and Jesse. Firstly, we get one final arc with the group together, as they work as a team alongside the Bad Batch, and the audience can fall in love with their camaraderie all over again, as we're all sent back into the past, as we relive the days we watched the clones fight for the Republic as kids. Or, at least that's the effect it had on me. By the final arc, we know Revenge of the Sith is fully in motion, as constant updates from Obi-Wan Kenobi fill us in as the clock ticks closer to the fateful order. Tensions are close, as Ahsoka, no longer the plucky young apprentice from the Clone Wars in 2008, now much older and mature and far more loved, boards her Venator in the depths of space. Ahsoka has one final heartfelt talk with Rex before she senses something. Order 66 has been given. Immediately, the parallels to Yoda's reaction fills in the audience. There are no twists. We know what happens next, but we aren't prepared. With tears in his eyes, Rex and the others turn on Ahsoka as she desperately tries to defend herself without hurting her friends. Our friends, who we have come to love and respect over now 7 seasons. And finally, we get to her confrontation with Jesse, a loyal ARC trooper and friends to both Ahsoka and Rex, but his mind is broken and he doesn't see reason. Rex tries to convince him, but unlike Rex, Jesse is committed to the cause. He isn't in control of his body. He succumbs to the inhibitor chip. And now Ahsoka and Rex are forced to crash the ship, and suddenly this kids show isn't a kids show. In fact, it never really was. The whole thing was made to lead up to this very moment, and it pulls the rug out from beneath us. All of us. Every single one of us. Even those who knew it was coming. This is raw emotion. As the camera pans, we see what, to me, is the most striking image in cinematic history. Ahsoka and Rex have taken the time to bury each and every one of their fallen brothers, because that's what they are. Not just war comrades or friends, brothers. To Rex, these people are his blood. The people he knows were innocent, just like he was, but they couldn't be saved. To Ahsoka, being raised as a Jedi and forced into war, these people are the only family she's truly had. Anakin, Obi-Wan, Padme, for all she knows, they're all dead. Echo, Fives, Jesse, and the other clones, all dead. And in the case of Jesse, that's on her. This is a burden this warrior, no, this teenage girl, will have to live with for the rest of her life. This image of the buried brothers being honoured with their helmets, their identities lost in a sea of numbers and helmets. But what they stood for, plastered right in centre frame, the symbol of the Republic, the symbol of peace, freedom, and hope, remains, in their honour, what they fought for. This scene is the only scene in television history that has ever made me cry, and each time I see it, I get goosebumps and a horrible feeling inside. The last scene of the Clone Wars, the show I grew up on, got me into Star Wars, and shaped the course of my life. It's over. And it, like me, was now grown up and mature. Thanks for watching.